Hello, Sanjay. So, in an organization, a leader, how do they genuinely show that for people who really contribute, that they genuinely care for them and take care for them?
See, there are, of course, many ways, and you've been a leader yourself. You can also share from your experience, what has worked, what has not worked. And since I've been you can say I've managed companies on both sides of the two different continents, both sides of the ocean, as they say in America and here. I have seen in US, a good incentive tends to be stock options. Because many people have experienced this, that they join a company and they get good stock option, company does great, and they make a lot of money. You in California, we used to be together on that road where WhatsApp used to be. They got sold for 19 billion, and we were told there were 40 employees.
Nice.
So more than half of them became billionaires, even, right? And I'm sure now, later on, they all became billionaires, because even those who got less money, later on, the stock went up a lot, right? So, that's a good incentive for employees, and shedding with that stock options in a place like US, it really shows that, the founders or the owners, they care. So it's a norm there. What I was told in India when we did when we did Centric in US and we had the India office, we used to have a stock option plan, but nobody cared about it. Here we were told, and don't kind of dangle the carrot of stock option. Instead, you should give them cash, give them bonus. It's a CTC that matters. So we started focusing more on that. So of course, one is the compensation. Because at the end of the day, as you said, we are all doing this for livelihood. So one is the compensation. People should be compensated well. In US, when they do startups, there's stock option. I have worked in companies, startups, or founded startups where we will take 75% cut in our salary to join a startup, or 50% cut in the salary to join a startup, just because we want to have a stock options, right? I have seen there are many companies offering money. We were earlier today at some companies, we go to another company, they're all offering money. Why would an employee join that, a smaller company like ours, a mid-sized company like ours, versus a large company, which can give him more money, which has more name and possibly some stock options? Why? Because one is, I have seen in my experience, quality of work and the leadership of the immediate managers. That really matters a lot. They may join a company, but they don't stay in a company for the company. They stay in the company for the leader.
Yes.
Person who is an immediate boss.
Yeah.
Person who they work next to. I'm hardly in Chennai. So they don't work for me. They work for you. Even you perhaps don't go to that office that much. The people you have nurtured to be the immediate managers, they work for them. Or even not them, person they are working next to, they work for them. I may have shared in some other stories with you or others that in armed forces, people say, oh, they're patriotic, working for the country. Who the hell cares for the country? So you're working for the guy next to you. He's going to save your life, or you're going to save his life. Can you trust him with your life? Right? That's what matters. Meaning the training they have 6 months or 1 year, they build those bonds, and then they are actually working for each other. Who works for general, who works for the country, and those are all notions. Good, nice, Shairana notions, the poetic notions, right?
That is.
And really, I think they work for the guy next to you, your boss. Other thing, management can show following things. As I said, compensation, the fact that they are kind of working with them to show them a growth path. Those are the things the guy next to them cannot show. Only a leader can show. Quality of work, put them in a good project, you can show that. And associate with them at a personal level, right?
Yes.
Again, that's a bonding. And it works in most cases. Like mine and your bonding has worked for so many years, even though we have very less in common, right? Meaning, at least definitely not food. Right? We don't have food is the most uncommon thing in us, right?
Yeah, that is.
You follow a different kind of religious, spiritual path. If I start counting differences in us, right? You're from South, I'm from North, right? I'm a BJP supporter, you're not. You're a Congress supporter. There are many differences. Though I'm not really a BJP supporter, but I like the leadership style of Modi. There are many differences, but still we connected at a personal level, right? really worked well. In our case, in some other cases also. So that's the thing is, to me, leadership style is kind of these kind of things. But I think if you can set up a structure where all your hires are done at a level where you know that they will connect well. I know you have built good teams, people connect well with each other. Then you empathize with them, you work with them, you give them a growth path, you connect them at a personal level, then nothing there. Why would they leave?
That is correct. I've seen in many circumstances where when you have the right sets of bonding with the people and you give them opportunity to grow and express themselves, give them more exposure, and they are happy with the growth that they are getting, right? And they tend to stay with you for a long time. I have had people working with us for more than a decade.
One of the large computer company in California and a large financial services company in Atlanta, as you know, financial technology company in Atlanta. Those teams had lowest attrition, if you remember.
Yes.
They were the largest teams and they had the lowest attrition. And that was the main reason. Because they really bonded well with each other. And these guys used to ask why, and they had good work.
Yeah.
And it's not that they're just doing testing. I mean, we're not just a testing shop. We have heard in Wipro and Infosys that the whole floor is doing $6 an hour testing for Verizon. I mean, what kind of motivation they will have, incentive they will have. Here you are doing cutting edge stuff, right? You're working with the good people alongside, working with a good manager, and you're incentivized well. I think, why would they leave, right?
And I have seen in all these engagements, even from the customer side manager had a good bonding with our managers here, even to the guy who is actually working on. So that created a lot of positive impact.
That's good. I guess our audience, listening, viewing, that's what we have for you.